Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're watching this video, I pray that you have gotten your 5 basic needs met today or on your way to get your basic needs. And as a matter of fact, that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's go. So, Big Sister here, and today, like I said, we're going to talk about the 5 basic needs. 5 basic needs that we all as humans have. So, choice theory and reality therapy was invented by William Glasser and the William Glasser Institute. The William Glasser Institute is located in actually Century City, California. In 1998, I decided to start training for reality therapy certification and choice theory certification. In 2000, I traveled to California for my intensive weeks and was certified in reality therapy and choice theory. So, with that being said, I am not a reality therapist. However, I can counsel people on, I'm a licensed reality therapist because I didn't get a license, but I do have a certification. So, therefore, I can counsel people on reality therapy, choice theory, and total behavior. So, what choice theory says that all humans, that all we do is behave. Everything that we do in our behavior is an attempt to get our basic needs met. We are internally motivated. We're not externally motivated. We are internally motivated. Now, there's some cases where we have to be motivated by external things like a traffic light, traffic laws, uh, telephone ring, fire alarms, and things like that, horns blowing. We have to be externally motivated when there's an emergency or things that's important to us. But basically, we all are internally motivated. And so that's why when we are attempting to get our needs met, we are doing it internally. And so that's another reason why sometimes in an attempt to get our needs met, we may or may not do things that's not suitable or that's not lawful to get our needs met. But what we're doing is we're doing the best thing that we know how at that time to get that need met. So let's talk about our 5 basic needs. Um, let me step back. A responsibility on our part is to try to get our needs met without hindering someone else's attempt to get their needs met. So we have to take responsibility in getting our needs met. So the first need that we have every day, regardless of who you are, regardless of how old you are, your survival need. Your survival need is based on food, shelter, clothing, and air, water, safety, security, things like that. Those are your survival. That's your survival need. We need to have food to keep our body going. We need to have water to keep our blood flowing. We need air so we can breathe. You need clothing to cover yourself when you're out in public. You need shelter to cover you, to keep you safe and keep a sense of security around your body. So that's our security, our survival need is just basic: shelter, food, clothing, basic. And so when we don't have one of those things, then we're already kind of under the bar when as attempting to get our other needs met or attempting to just uh, survive. We're suffering at that point when one of those when that survival need is not met. We are in a mode of suffering. Now, some people survive just fine without a home, without shelter, without clothes, but it is a need that needs to be met. basic, basic need. Now, our next need is love and belonging. Now, with love and belonging, there also comes nurturing. The need to belong and to be involved with people drives all human beings, especially in this society that we call identity society, where there's an emphasis on the importance of interpersonal relationships. We see the involvement with people as a need that drive our human behavior. Now, this need can take on three different forms. There can be a work need. There can be a work belonging. There can be a family belonging, and there can be a society belonging. Now, what we have to do is look at how we are meeting this love and belonging need in these different groups. Now, you may say, "Well, I don't work, so I don't need to belong to a work group." Well, that may be true, but you still have a love and belonging need and also a nurturing need. This need is still something that is innate in you to get fulfilled. You know, when babies are born, one of the first things that they do is cry. And even before they're born, they're trying to stretch out and they're trying to move around to get their space and to figure out how they're going to live in this world once they get out of this space. So even when you're conceived, you're trying to get your needs met. Like I said, these needs are from the time we're conceived. These needs are there in our lives. What I was saying about the social aspect of belonging, the family aspect of belonging, and the work aspect of belonging. So we have to look at how we make the choices to belong into these groups. If you don't have a large family and you still feel like you want to belong to a large family, so we make an effort sometimes to get our family members together or people that we can call family together to get that need met, or just to pick up a phone or call someone or text someone that may be in your family. Those are the types of things that we do to get that belonging need met. And in society, we may go to an event, we may, join a Zoom meeting or something to get that belonging need met as far as the society aspect of that. So a love and belonging nurturing is that second basic need. Now, third basic need is freedom. And freedom is the human need that drives us the urge to make choices and to move from place to place, to express ourselves freely, to be internally free. Now, being internally free is to be internally free can be described in many ways. I mean, we can go down a whole rabbit hole. We're talking about being internally free, but we're talking about our 5 basic needs, and we know that we have to have an aspect of a higher being, regardless of what you believe that is. There still has to be something that we believe in, that we know that we are internally free. As far as meeting our freedom needs, this need is just basic: to be able to move around, to be able to get in your car, go where you want to have financial freedom, to be able to buy, see, and look and do what you want. Sometimes this need is hindered by our survival need, because our job may not be paying us enough money to take a big vacation every year, or do, big extravagant things that we would like to do, because our survival need, such as not making enough money, can hinder our freedom need. However, we still have this need. Even people that are restrained, such as people that are in prison, they still have a freedom need. They still can make choices depending on their level of freedom. When they can say, you can lock me out, you can lock me up and put the chains on me, but you can't lock my mind up. And that's being free internally. That's being free in your mind. even though you don't have the freedom of choices that people on the outside have, we still can make choices that can get our freedom need met. You know, one of the things I love to do is just to get in my car and just drive. I don't like to drive on the interstate, but I like to take country roads and things like that where I can see um, nature, and I feel really good when I'm able to do that, and that's part of getting my freedom need met when I'm able to do that. And also to buy what I want, even though I need it or not. Sometimes I'll just go on Amazon and just pick and scroll through stuff that they suggest stuff, and to have the freedom to be able to just put that thing in your cart and then let it sit there for a couple days and then check out, and then the box comes and okay, now I got this, and eventually I'll use it. But just to have the financial freedom and the physical freedom and the mind freedom just makes life better. Now, our next need is fun. Now, we know that children learn by having fun. They learn by playing, and it's no different than being an adult. Adults learn by having fun. When we were younger, and teachers, we did something wrong, and the teachers made us write our name 100 times on a piece of paper. You know, that was torture. That was torture. The only thing I learned from that was to make my S's in my name look like little sailboats. And then when they have you write on the board, and you get all the chalky all over your arm, and I will not roll my eyes at Miss Teacher. I didn't learn anything from that. The only thing I learned is not to get caught the next time. I'm still gonna do it, because all you done is just made me angry. Now I got chalk on my arm. I got to go home looking like I'm ashy. Now next time I'm gonna just turn my head and roll my eyes so you don't, and hope you don't see me. But it's not gonna stop me from doing that, because I wasn't having fun. If we make learning fun, like we do at Gastonia Freedom School, if we make learning fun, you will be more apt to remember what you learned. You will be more apt to remember what you learned, and not just learning, having fun, but your fun need can be, for me, going on a hike and hiking, going on a hike and taking pictures of beautiful leaves and mushrooms and rocks and snakes. That's fun for me. Going to a cigar lounge and just sitting and watching people drink and drink and drink. It's not funny, but it's fun for me because it's freedom. It's freedom. I can do that because I have the freedom to do that. And it's fun for me because I can relax. I feel good. I can laugh. They might have something on the television screen that I can laugh at. I can do that at home too. I have lots of fun at home. Me and my sister, we laugh all the time. I make sure I come home from work and I tell her something these kids done at school, and she'll laugh, and I can even get Dion to laugh. I tell him something crazy, and he'll chuckle under his breath. He try to be hard, but I can get him to laugh, and my other brother, and I can get Crystal to laugh. Now I can get Crystal to laugh too. So I like to have fun, and fun is a need that we must get. It continues into adulthood. It's not just for kids. Fun is for everybody. And you need to make sure that you try to get that fun need met without hindering the other person's need. Now, it's not funny when you go around telling your mama jokes and things like that. That kind of stuff is not funny. I hate those kind of jokes, but people tell them. And so when they're getting their fun need met, they're kind of hindering mine. So if I hear somebody tell them a joke, I'll tell them, don't tell that joke around me because I don't like it. And then, they'll just move on, or just shut down. But that's our part of freedom too, and it's part of our next need. What we're going to talk about is the need for power. Your power need is your need for achievement, self-worth, recognition, the need of empowerment, worthiness, being capable and being able, having achievements. It implies power. It implies a sense of accomplishment and pride. When you've done something and nobody has to be around to see it, but you feel powerful because you've done it. When I work on my car, when I do something on my car, and I see my this is simple things, but I see that the air is going down on my tire, and so I have this little thing in my car that can just get the air back to where it's supposed to be. That makes me feel powerful because I don't have to ask somebody, or I don't have to go drive somewhere and let someone put some air in my tire. I can do that myself. I've got my power need met today. And so power also comes with negotiation, and it also comes with compromise. And so when you're in a relationship, in a workship, in a societyship, in a friendship, in a partnership, all these ships that you're in, you have to compromise and negotiate in order to get your power need met. Now, when your power need is more stronger than your other needs or the people that you're trying to stay connected to, there can be a power struggle. And I'm not giving relationship advice, but if you're in a relationship and the power need from one person is way higher than the power need of another person, then it can be off balance. It can knock that relationship off. It can cause it to be disconnected. And later we'll talk about the 7 disconnecting habits that we sometimes have. But right now we're talking about our 5 basic needs, and we're talking about power. And it's important that we check our self-esteem daily also. We check that because that can kind of knock our attempts to get our needs met. It can kind of knock them off the line. Because if your self-esteem is not there, then you're not going to worry about trying to get fun. You're not going to try to worry about trying to get your power need met, trying to achieve something today. Maybe all you worrying about is your survival needs, is where that next meal is coming from, where you're going to live tonight. You might be having to live in your car. And so all these other needs are not important until you get that survival need met. And that's why it's very important to get that survival need met. It's very important to get that survival need met. So making plans and following through and negotiating and talking in any relationship that you have can help you get that power need met. Now, we're going to talk about, we're going to recap on these 5 basic needs. Survival, love, belonging, freedom, fun, and power. Now, we know that we have all these needs, and our behavior drives us to get these needs made. So by the way we behave, we're trying to get these needs met. Say, another example may be somebody trying to get their survival need met, and they go into a bank and they ask for some money that they don't have in the bank. That can hinder your freedom need. But at that time, that person, that's the only thing that they knew what to do in order to get that survival need met. And that survival need may be pulled by drug use, by alcohol use, by just being mean, something they want to do. It might be pulled by their power need. They might feel like I have power over this block, over this bank, so I'm going to go in here and get some money that don't belong to me. And now your freedom need is hindered. There has to be a balance. There needs to be a balance. So let's talk about taking responsibility for our behavior in the choices that we make when we're trying to get these needs met. Now, our behavior, like I said, is internally motivated. It can be externally motivated, but it's internally motivated. So if you're trying to get your needs met by things internal, that can be a good thing. But if you're trying to get your needs met by things external, uh, that sometimes that can hinder us from getting our needs met. So again, we are responsible for our own behavior and the way we attempt to get our needs met. So remember, regardless of what your past circumstances were, your past behavior, your past influences, um, your past history, and your past people, regardless of what that was, it does not have a bearing on what's going on right now. Now we can think about, oh yes it does, I was this, so today I'm this. Yes, we know that it has not a bearing. I'm not going to say it has a bearing, and it made us who we are. Yes, it did. But you're starting from right now. From the time you wake up, you've been refreshed. God has given you new mercies. Huh? He's giving you new mercies. So you start from that point on and go. I'm going to choose to do this today. I'm going to choose to do this today. We're making our choices as we go along. So 5 basic needs. Survival, number 1. Loving, belonging, nurturing, freedom, fun, and power. Those are your 5 basic needs. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And let me give you an update on my sister before we go. My sister is doing fine. She's doing wonderful. She had her last cataract taken out of her eye, and now she can see. All we have to do now is get some corrective lenses so she can see even better. And she's getting her staples taken out of her arm so they can start using that port for her dialysis treatment. She's gaining weight, she's eating, she's cooking, which is a good thing for us, for me anyway. And she is on the upswing. And I just want to say thank you, God, and thank everybody for continuing to pray with us. Because this road has been, last year this time, starting in August, all the way up to April, man, I thought I was going to lose her every day. But she's still here. And I'm here for it. So we're going to make her days her best days. So we got a couple surprises coming up. I got a hike coming up. I got to get to Table Rock. I need to get to Grandfather Mountain. The bears are getting ready to hibernate. The snakes are slithering back into their little snake holes. It's the best time. Fall is my favorite time of the year because not only that it's beautiful, it's cooler. I don't sweat as much, but it's a renewing. It's a renewing of a lot of things. People think that spring is, but for me, fall is because it just, it's wonderful. Anyway, so much for that. Thank you guys for watching. Continue to be blessed. Continue to be a blessing, and always, always be kind. Take care.